Welcome, everybody, to another live edition of Man's Night. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of this very interesting show that we have here for you guys tonight. Before I get into the details, as usual, I want to give a major shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Hopefully, you guys will appreciate that nonetheless. Anyways, let's go ahead and start off and give a warm welcome to Orphan Annie. How you doing, Orphan? Thank you so much for being here. Tin Man, what's up, man? Thank you so much for being here, Tin Man. I appreciate you. We also have, let's see, where did it go? We have Searching for Answers also in here. Thank you so much for being in here. I appreciate you over there, Wanda. And anyways, with that being said, as you guys can see in the top description of this video, we're going to be talking about our mission for tonight because I think it's important that we talk about it. And I believe Tammy is also going to be in here tonight to talk about this with us as a whole. So we'll wait for her to get in here. Hopefully she doesn't have any issues or whatnot going on. So hopefully she can come in here. But I think this is going to, change the game, if you will, when it comes to giving out true second chances. I think this mission that we have, that we want to conduct anyways, is going to be... it's going to be epic in a lot of ways. And it's going to give out true, solid second chance at life to people that are getting out of prison. And I really, truly believe that this is going to work out without any hiccups. So the people that are going to be helping putting this on, besides me, is my good friend Tin Man. He's going to be a part of this great movement when it comes to the transitioning housing, I guess is the word we're looking for. And of course, Tammy is also going to be involved in this. So there's going to be a slew of people involved of doing this, second chance at life, if you will. So anyways, Tin Man, if you could please, I don't know if Tammy is in here. Can you get in the chat on Google Chat and see what's going on with Tammy? I think she called me earlier before the live and I missed it. So can you guys give me, reach out to Tammy, please, and see if she can get in here to talk about this when it comes to this, this movement that we're trying to do. Curtis, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here, Curtis. I appreciate you, my friend. I'm hoping you're good on what you're doing over there in your neck of the woods. Nice to see you. Anyways, let's go ahead and get in the chat and show you who's all here tonight, just so we can get it out there. Anyways, this is Orphan. You guys can see it on screen right there in the top portion of the ticker. Welcome in, and then of course, Tin Man said this: "Greetings, Earthlings." I think that's funny. Orphan said, "I'm here but sleepy, so may fall asleep on you all tonight while listening. I hope you all are doing well." That's totally understandable. Sometimes we have our days, good and bad. So nonetheless, I hope you get some good rest. And even if you miss it, look, it's not the end of the world. You can actually watch the replay if you miss anything, if you fall asleep. So no big deal. Thanks for being in here anyways, Orphan. And then she said, Tin Man, make sure your leader. Thank you, Orphan. Appreciate that. And Tin Man said, hee hee. So he's laughing. And of course, we have Tin Man getting here saying this: "I hope the video today will be uplifting and hopeful." Well, I think so. Discussing our movement and us trying to give second chances to people, I think is very moving and hopeful and uplifting. So absolutely. And then of course, Orphan says, "Love." And of course, I say this: "Hey, everyone." Yep, I just want to share these people in here so you guys can see that the chat is real. Make sure you don't need to poop before the show. Thanks for the insight and knowledge there, my friend. You're never going to let that down, are you? Thank you so much, Tin Man, for that comment. Oh, you're something else. You kill me. And yeah, that's my LOL. And then Orphan said she got my email. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Just make sure you everything's working on your end. And then I said, okay, cool. And let's see, what did Orphan send this? you guys are something else. Anyways, Wanda got in here and said, I'm here, still trying. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, absolutely. I'm here. Thank you for inviting me. I'm trying to get settled in. Just got home a few minutes ago. No, it's okay. It is what it is. Tim Man said, whoop, whoop. Yep. God's work. Absolutely, Tim Man. Thank you for that. Curtis, hello, man. Thank you so much for being in here. Tim Man said, stand by. And sorry, Curtis said, sorry, I'm late. You're not late. You're right on time, buddy. Don't worry about it. You did good this time, my friend. Don't worry about it. Orphan said, Curtis, there you go. You started early. Give her 2 minutes. Okay, thank you. Chris, I found out I'm not on Lifetime. Hey, that's great news, Curtis. Thank you so much for that information. And I understand 25 years is still a long time, but I want to ask you, if I may, actually, not on here. For right now, I think until we get more information on it and getting the clear on it, you can tell me in a private chat, Curtis, about your good news and whatnot on your end. But thank you so much for being here. Just keep that answer to that question to yourself until I call you later after the show. All right. So Tim Man said, hallelujah. All right. So I don't know if Tammy is going to be in here. Let me see if I can get a hold of her real quick from the text. Just bear with me, guys. Let's see, where am I at here? All right, I just got a hold of her to see if she will be up. Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate it. Nonetheless, it's great news. A little bit of news is better than no news. So I appreciate that. Anyways, if anybody got any questions, comments, concerns regarding tonight's podcast about our movement and our housing situation, please get it in there, and I'll do my best to answer it. Tim Man's also going to be a part of this, not on the live panel, but at least hopefully in the chat as much as possible to let us know what our plans are and our goals are. So here's what I can tell you guys from my perspective and my understanding and how this is going to work. Curtis said, what now? Let me see what he said here. Curtis said, my nephew, I still need to contact him. Okay. Yeah, I understand. We'll talk more later after the show, Curtis, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. All right. Anyways, to answer some of the questions that you all may have about our housing situation, what we're going to do, my goal is, first off, we want to start a 501c. And then once we get that established, which it's in the works right now, my good friend Tammy is working on it behind the scenes, very hard and diligently. So I do appreciate her for that work over there. And then on top of that, we want to at least start out in 3 different states, I believe it is. So Kansas, where Tin Man's at, wants to do it there, which would be awesome. And then of course Texas, where my good friend Tammy's at. She wants to do it there. And then on top of that, my state here in Florida, I want to start a housing or transitioning housing or whatever you want to call it here in Florida for the people getting out here. So I think that is going to be an awesome ordeal, to handle and do. And I'm looking really, really forward to it nonetheless. Yeah. I appreciate that comment, Curtis. If we need to get Trump back in, or I may retreat to the woods. Fair enough. No argument there. Yeah. I just got a text from Tammy. She says she's coming up now. So we'll wait for her to get in here. And once she does. Yeah, you're correct. Hey, man, thank you so much for your comment there. It says Florida is in most need for housing. Absolutely. I totally agree. but it's like it's bad all in all states. We got a very big time homeless problem and all of that. So hopefully we can, we can change a few things on that, and at least give some hope and positive, whatnot to these people. So yeah, absolutely, guys. So anyways, so that's our goal. Our movement right now is in the works. Like I said before, we're trying to do the 501c. That takes some time. And again, Tammy's doing most of the work on it anyways to get it rolling. Orphan came in here and said this. Inside Out got my number down, so have it. Okay, thank you so much. Actually, that'd be perfect. So I put your number up there if you don't mind. And don't be surprised if other people besides me get a hold of you. But if you don't mind, I'm going to give you a buzz hopefully this evening if you're available, and we'll talk. Thank you so much for sharing that. Curtis said, and homeless veterans. Absolutely agree. Absolutely. And it says Timian said, we should not have to live with gators. No, I don't think so either. I've been in Florida for a while now, and I still haven't seen one in my neck of the woods. It's weird. And they are in Florida, but I guess they're not in this part of Florida, which is weird. You should have emailed it. Well, I understand. And you make a great point there, Tin Man. It happens. No big deal. Curtis said, I am very lucky, but I have backup plans. Yeah, no, I can't argue that. I'm glad you do. We all have to have backup plans. And then Tammy got in here. Hi, everyone. Sending love and light to you all. Okay. So Tammy's coming up now. Hey, Tammy, welcome to the show. How you doing, hon?
I'm here. It's the end of the week. I'm tired.
We made it to another Friday, didn't we not?
I know. I'm telling you. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I was laughing today because I put a post in one of the groups on Facebook that at the prison that my husband's in, and I put any stats on the lockdown, asking for a friend.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
We're all so tired of it. It's been almost a month.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week, let alone any other days, right?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
So if you don't mind, can you kind of break down on how we have this vision of our housing and all that? Can you break it down?
Do you have the picture for it? Do you have the picture I sent you?
Is it the thumbnail? You're talking about the thumbnail?
No, like I sent it to you, and I think I sent it to Sterling, the village members in the middle, and the structure. I don't know. We don't have to have it up, the picture necessarily.
Oh.
So
go ahead, Tammy.
The concept itself, basically, and this could work with any kind of nonprofit. I mean, of course, ours is directed at reentry, but anybody that had a special cause. I have a friend that she wants to open some for adult special needs. Her daughter is special, and she's a grown adult, and would probably like to live on her own, but also needs assistance. So she would like to open some, something like that, some housing for that type of situation.
The more the better, right?
Yeah. I mean, what's frustrating for me is it's a shame that we have to go out and buy land and build homes because there's so many homes. Or you even think about like a vacant Walmart. How many of those are laying around America? There's shelter out there. We just can't use it for the purpose. So the best thing for us to do is go out and create the housing, and we can do that.
Yeah, and keep in mind, there's not just vacant Walmarts. There's a lot of other vacant like buildings and whatnot, and homes. Why can't we scoop those up, fix them up, and boom, there you go. You got housing.
Unfortunately, you'll find families that say the father passed, the mother had the house, mother couldn't keep up with it, and mom passes away, so it's a family home and nobody wants anybody to live in it.
Right.
Unfortunately, We have those situations.
Mhm.
Or everybody wants their piece of the pie and the bank will hold on to it forever rather than just, you know,
Yeah. Well,
selling it for what they can get back out of it. Because hell, they've already been paid by the insurance.
right. And
Um,
that's right. And I know. And it's sad to watch those buildings just sit there and not be used for anything either. That's what
right,
irritates,
right.
you
It's
know,
irritating.
and or tore down when it could have been used for something. I mean,
Right,
but
right.
we
So
got it.
basically, this is kind of my strategy behind it. You guys are gonna have to forgive me.
No, you're
Um,
good.
I don't have everything completely like in front of me, but we'll break it down. So when somebody comes out of reentry, the vision is we work with on a community level as well as with the individual and their family and their doctors. It's got to be like a team scenario. They come out and we do an assessment. We get their jacket. We sit down with them, and this has to work on a voluntary basis. I
Correct.
would like it to get to the point where parole officers go, you know what, we've got one coming out, or the parole board even get to the point where we make those lines of contact and they say, well, we have a perfect candidate for your program.
Right.
And they can come to us and say, this person voluntarily wants to come in the program. So we
Mhm.
do an assessment, we see what their needs are. And this was something that was an eye opener for me because I work with homeless veterans now. That's something that I do in my free time. There's quite a few in Corpus because I'm in Corpus Christi, Texas. So the thing is, we're in a kind of like you tropical area, so it's easier to be homeless, and I can speak on that because I have been homeless myself.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
until you've been there, you don't know what it's like.
I've
You
been
can't
there.
even
Been there.
really understand it till you've been there. So that being said, when when they come in and we do this assessment on them,
Hmm.
I found out in Corpus every year they hold a thing for veterans, a big thing for the homeless veterans. They get them and they log them into the VA system. They give them packets of, little care packets, and
That's
they see
awesome.
what their employment needs are and things like that. One big gap that I noticed, and I would love to stand in that gap, was, you know, here we are. How are you going to go get a job if you don't even have a place to sleep every night? And you don't even know where your meal's coming from? And these employers are not, they'll say they'll help.
Right.
But if you're getting complaints from your customers that the person smells or they're unsightly, people are that terrible.
Hmm.
I have taken veterans into the VA over there and they know me when I walk in now.
Wow.
I have had to acquaint myself with the women that work there. At
Got
the
it.
reception desk,
Good
they
for
get
you,
their
though.
number, we get their little ticket number, and we stand in line, or I tell the vet to go sit down, and
Good
I'll
for you.
stand there in line for them. And I have one that I took one day, and did he reek? Yes. Did I understand why? Yes. But he served our country. And so we get up to the line, and they were like, what do you want us to do? I said, I need to speak to the ID. We need to get him and pass an ID and get his ID for him and get him start set back up
Yeah.
in the system.
Uh, can I pause you right there for a second,
Yeah, go
Tammy?
ahead.
Sorry about that. Curtis just said this, and this pisses me the hell off. I want to talk to that CO. My first parole officer wanted me living on the street. She told my mom she'd kick me out on the street if I didn't get a job. And Curtis is a vet. Unbelievable.
Sounds like he's in the wrong career field. He or she.
I think she said,
She, yeah.
yeah.
Go figure. Go figure.
Wow. I'm so sorry, Curtis, that you had to
Shining
deal with that.
example, man. Shining example of the
Yeah.
disrespect and ultimate disregard.
Somebody that served our country gets treated like dog crap. I'm just, no.
It's a whole back to the whole biblical principle. Judge lest ye be judged. Or if you're not religious,
Absolutely,
don't throw
orphan.
stones at glass houses.
Yeah, no kidding.
You
Absolutely.
know,
Yeah.
stop it. Stop it. It's you either listen, this is just me. We either want to be part of the solution or we're part of the problem. And my good dear friend, my sister, my partner in crime, Trishelle, says it all the time. If we are not part of the solution, we are part of the problem.
Right. And look at Tin Man. He said this: my parole officer went to the trailer park I was trying to move into, and they bounced me out before I even stayed one day. What is wrong with people?
They want to put them back in. It's an enslavement camp.
They're
not prisons. They're
it fits the bill. Set up for failure. I can't stress that enough.
Well, if they keep you enslaved, then they don't have to replace you. You just keep doing what you were doing in prison. They're making money. A body is $1. You know what I'm saying? It's several thousands of dollars, actually. So they're making more money than it is worth to bounce people out.
I'm so sorry, Curtis.
Alabama wouldn't be getting sued right now.
Yeah. Well, I hope
that wasn't the truth. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
Man
sorry,
said golden
guys.
rule. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. So
Wanda gets in here and says this: I've heard several people say their probation officer or parole officer has said something similar to the person they were living with, and that screwed up. Absolutely.
Thank you, Wanda. We have to be that step in between. So if we offer housing and we accept them, don't Tin Man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tin Man.
I'm old. I can't remember. I'll claim that as my excuse.
Yeah. It's sad. And that's Curtis. Yeah. It's sad.
Well, it's just, and Curtis, even people that don't have that mark on them are treated like shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a person at the courthouse boycott my restaurant because I hired a kid that committed burglary. Mind you, his brother was a fireman that saves lives every day. And the fireman come into the restaurant and he said to me, he said, Tammy, thank you for hiring my brother. And thank you for being willing to stand up against the people, these naysayers and people that would have him be a monster.
Yeah.
Because he broke into somebody's house acting like an idiot.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I know. I said, look, you don't have to thank me. This is what we're supposed to do. And so I went to the courthouse and I raised hell and I called her out on the carpet. And I said, look, would you rather him work in my restaurant washing dishes, which has no exposure to the food whatsoever? So what you said was slander. So you might find yourself on the other side of the courtroom. I said, first and foremost, I said, second of all, would you rather have him working, being productive in my restaurant or out robbing another house because he can't get a job because of people like you? That's where we have to change people's concept. And who said that? Wanda. Yeah, you can reach me after the show, Wanda. I stay up late. I crashed for a few minutes and then we had an incident outside with a neighbor. They rescued a dog and their dog came to visit my dog. And yeah, we had a whole fun thing just now. So. Yeah.
So she said she texted you a few minutes ago. So she wants to know if you got it.
Probably. I'll have to look.
Okay.
More than likely I did. Just a second.
Orphan said this.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I got it. Orphan said this. They keep you in the system because the prison system is for profit business. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Orphan. It's all about the money. So when we went in, I know Curtis will love this. So we went in, I picked up a gentleman that served in the Navy.
Mhm.
one of the most intelligent human beings I've talked to in a long time. I picked him up and we went into the VA, and the women behind the counter were like so off-putting. They didn't want to help, didn't want to offer assistance. And one of the directors that I knew, he comes up and he's like shaking my hand, and their faces changed. And I said, I think we need some sensitivity training around here. And I kind of turned and looked at them.
Okay.
And I took him aside and I said, look, I'm going to be coming in here an awful lot. So it's better for them to get to know me.
Right.
And understand that we're dealing with human beings that did things that they're not even willing to do. And they sit behind a protective glass barrier every day. I said, but these guys fought, these men and women, to earn the freedom for us to be able to be self-entitled and sit behind a piece of glass and work.
Correct.
So, I mean, it's just a point of sometimes we have to stand up for others that don't have the voice or are frustrated because they've tried to get the help and been told no. We need to be willing to get people involved, that we can get lawyers on board and things like that to help them. Go ahead and read that one, and I'm going to pull this up so that we can actually.
Okay. Yeah. It was just Wanda said this. I can't at the moment. Give me a few minutes to get these two fur babies down for the night. They're just a little spoiled. That's understandable.
So as we get the individuals in and they're voluntary, we will do an intake assessment on them, with them, and see what their needs are. Everybody's going to have different needs, different social, employment, schooling,
Yeah.
just all the way around. Physical. We'll have people that are handicapped, that may need certain accommodations and things. But housing is the first thing that we have to work on. Offer them housing. And I really, halfway houses for me on my end are a no-go. You, Sterling, and I have all talked about it. I think it's much better to have them in small groups, pair like people together, so that they have a better chance at being successful having to live with someone else like that.
Yeah. Tin Man said this: absolute power breeds absolute corruption. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And then, so the next thing we have to worry about is how they're going to have food and hygiene, all of that kind of things. We'll partner up with third parties for all their needs. That way, our focus is just getting them in, getting them the housing, and then we'll have third party partners come in that they specialize in those areas. And then,
how you doing, Claim 04? Yeah, and I was gonna say to you, Tammy, I think we should try to not sponsor, or team up, anyways, with like Dollar Tree or something like that for the
Amazon.
Yeah, or something like that, where you can get the little deodorants and the toothbrushes, and stuff of that nature, like for $1, I think, or something like that.
Well, and then there's hospitality and stuff like that. That's how we can get
Donations.
I was talking to Trishelle the other day that when we build the houses, hotels, when they remodel, they just give their stuff away. They're beautiful brand. I mean, they may have been in the hotel for 4 years, but their countertops with all the plumbing and the fixtures that are still fine and work perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just remodeling. We can put those in the houses and things with the granite slab,
Right.
I mean, it can be nice and still look nice, but we can get a lot of things donated. Companies we can team up with to offer them computers inside of the housing, where they have, so that they can have a computer to do job searches and things. And
Correct.
we'll partner up with employment services and companies. I have a list of over 200 employers that employ incarcerated individuals that offer free training. Tin Man himself is wanting to offer services to help people get
Yeah.
employed, gainfully employed, and learn a skill
Yeah.
in electronics and electricity work. I mean, there's all kinds of skills, and some of them will have skills coming out. Some actually will have degrees. We just need to get them with the right employer, the right entity. And then
Correct.
there's going to be others that we're going to have to get them in vocational training. And we can do that too. So we'll have partners for that. Healthcare is very, very important. A lot of counties have indigent care. They don't advertise it. They don't like it, I know, but they have it.
Interesting. I wonder why.
I have a friend that's on it right now. I got him on it two and a half, almost 3 years ago. And he's had eye surgery twice. He's had, different things that were absolute needs.
I wanted to bring something up real quick, if I may, Tammy, real quick on this same topic, because I believe that if we're going to get these housings built in certain areas, I want you to understand that we want to make sure that we get the transportation issue fixed too, as well.
Well, and that's where employment ability comes too. We can actually, through grants and donations, get vans and get some of our formerly incarcerated can do shuttle services for us within the program. That way we get them working right away. It's not going to be
that or make sure they're on some close area where there's a bus pickup.
Yeah, and in some areas we can do that, but I think, shuttle services would be excellent where we have somebody that shuffles back and forth. Sterling and I talked about that. We want to get them their mental health support that they need. Mental health is a crisis in this country, an absolute crisis.
I get it.
We have to show them that they have support, not only by having meetings there on the property, wherever the different places that we build, but we want to make sure, like with Curtis, he's a veteran. We want to make sure that they get the proper care they need. And I'm not saying, hey, we got to go to the VA, because we don't have to go to the VA. They can see an outside therapist that the VA pays for.
Yes.
I know those rules. So we'll wholeheartedly take advantage to make sure that whoever it is, that they're getting it absolutely what they need.
That's good. Orphan Annie said this, Tammy, can the inmates earn their GEDs or degrees while incarcerated? Yes, they can. I think long-term inmates that are not lifers should be able to learn a trade or something. Absolutely.
It depends on what unit they put them at. Sometimes they put them at a unit where they don't have the proper classes. And that's something that I kind of touched on just a little bit last night when we were up on Wanda's live. We have got to start an Orphan Annie. I don't know what area you're in, but we have got to start getting more involved with the system itself. We in Texas, what we do, if we have an inmate, we have somebody in our group. I think you all know her, Cynthia. One of the units that her son was at, as a punishment, a retaliatory punishment, they were upset with some of the guys. They took their mattresses, if you want to call them that, their mats, and took them from them when it was freezing up in North Texas at one of the units, the warden and the staff there. And they were freezing. They were freezing laying on those metal beds. And
yeah, so I was aware. Yeah, she reached out to me on that. That's crazy.
And when she did that, so then I reached out to another big advocate here in Texas, and we all, as a group, we wrote thousands of letters, not hundreds, thousands. And that's what we do. Even if it's not our loved one, we've got to be willing to stick our necks out for anybody. And even if they're like, Ranger, please, even if we're not like in the same area. Who gives a rat's patoot? Let's band together.
Right.
It could be all of us writing for somebody out in your neck of the woods.
Right. Orphan Annie is in Tennessee.
Okay, so I encourage you, Annie, go get signed up, be an advocate, be a volunteer, get other people involved, start telling people, look, they're doing this and this to people. And yeah, they committed a crime or they may have not committed a crime. Let's not be so judgy. We don't know their story. We don't know if they're actually guilty of what they were accused of.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they are guilty, worst case scenario, they did a horrific thing. They are still human beings and still, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize. I don't want to apologize for it. They are still a child of God.
Yes.
I am not going to judge them. It is not my job.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So I feel like, how are we going to teach anybody to be any better if we act ignorant?
Correct.
We just can't keep doing that to people. The next level in this triage of this is that, like I said, the therapy and support groups, that kind of thing. Employment, education, and training, I touched on. Another unique aspect, I think, that we're taking from a different angle that other people don't have, that I'm seeing, I'm watching a lot of programs trying to see who's got what and kind of make sure we hit everything and where are the gaps. Let's fill in the gaps. One of those is peer mentorship.
Oh, I agree.
As they're coming out of our program, we want community involvement. We want to get these individuals that are part of our family and our tribe in this village. We want to get them involved with the local community, being a positive influence, so we can stop our younger generations and people that would normally reoffend. Let's catch them. Let's help them. Let's stick out our hand and let's say, hey, I got you. I know it's tough right now, but you don't have to do that, man. We've got you. We have your back 100%. Let's go.
I agree.
Because if the community can see, wow, man, they said he was da da da, but man, I don't see that in him or her. She's the hardest worker I've ever had in my employment. Man, did you know that she does such and such on for volunteers over here and passes out water during disasters, or she helps do this, or he does that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to get back into this mentality where we take care of each other.
Right.
I
Well,
think
we have this mentality, Tammy, of which I'm pretty sure you can see where you live and where I live. It's all over the place where it's just me, and screw everybody else. That's how I look at it.
we do, but there are good people out in the world, and we
I
have to
know, but
focus on those and spread love. And until we do that, listen, what does anybody want more than anything in the world? If you're dying on an island, what do you want? Do you want to die there alone?
no.
You want love. You want somebody there that says, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm not going to let you die.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
care. We are built for love. But unfortunately, people flock to hatred. They flock to drama.
Because it
They
sells.
flock to negativity.
It's money.
Yeah. Money is the root of all evil, like they say.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read that.
Orphan said, I stopped going to church because of all the hypocrisy, which I learned how fake it was when I was homeless with my veteran husband. Wow.
So, Annie, let me say something on that.
Go ahead.
I understand that feeling because I quit too quite some time ago. But the one thing I can say is, when I step into church, if I choose to, which I don't normally anymore as much, but it's not about those hypocrites in there. It's about your relationship with God and your relationship with teaching others how the right way to be. You know what I'm saying? Like just doing it for you. It's kind of like me. I'm overweight. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm on the weight loss journey. It's not for anybody else out in this free world. It's for me.
Fair
It's for
enough.
my health. It's for what I need to do. I had to learn to separate myself from what I was around. I
Right.
have been to churches that I'm like, are you serious? But then I was like, wait, stop, Tammy. Who cares? Ignore them and let me focus on me and God and what I want out of it.
Mhm.
So, there's that too. But and going with your wife, like Curtis is saying,
Yeah.
yeah, it's about that union of husband and wife joining together in the eyes
Yeah.
of God. So
Yeah.
you have that aspect of it.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that we stop believing. We just remember people, like I said, are attracted to drama and negativity, and they're the ones that have to answer for their behavior. We
Mhm.
have to answer to how we react to their behavior.
Correct.
And I have to learn that. And that's something my husband taught me. He said, because I would get upset about certain people in my life, my family
Right.
specifically.
We got
And
it.
he would
We
tell
got
me
to
all
be.
the
We got to be
time,
we got to be the better ones.
yeah, he always used to tell me, babe,
Mhm.
you can't control them. You have to control you and how you react to them. Don't give it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, if they would. And we need to start calling them out on that, Annie. I've
Yeah.
said it to
Spot on. Spot on, Annie. Thank you, Annie.
preachers and priests. Don't be afraid to tell them what you think. Hey, you know what? It's okay to go back to that church and say, I want to talk to you for a minute. And it could be in front of God, everybody in the congregation, and say, I quit coming here because this is supposed to be a house of God where
Right.
nobody's supposed to judge me, where
Right.
nobody's supposed to
We have
judge
no business.
anybody else, and we're supposed to love one another,
Yeah,
but
we're
we're
not
not
supposed to.
living in the word.
Mhm.
We're being
We're not.
hypocrites.
Right. Claim 04 said it's important to keep the focus on the positive and not dwell on the negative. The world is both. I know.
Yes. And the more of us that come into that positive light, the more we can spread that.
Yeah, Orphan, you're right. Yep. You guys are on fire tonight.
The
Again,
church is us. We are the church. We're the temple.
yeah,
Why do you
that's
think
what
they
that
call
means.
our body a temple? We
Mhm.
are the church, Annie. You are the church. Jay's the
Thank-
church.
Yeah,
Tin
absolutely.
Man.
Yeah, Tin Man, you're right. Correct. Thank you, Tin Man.
Yes, correct. Correct.
So,
And then the next thing and one of the things that I think is very important that I think falls through. So when you get someone that's coming out of prison, they have no credit or their credits in the hole,
yeah, that's another thing
just
too that you
whatever.
make a great point on, Tammy, is their credit's going to be shot. They're not going to have a car. They're not going to have any money to get around in. So we got to figure out that solution too.
So what we're going to do is see if we can partner up with some banks. I have an idea of somebody I'd like to reach out to. It's something we need to discuss that could make a huge impact in what we're wanting to do.
Okay.
Um, once Trishelle and I get some things done on the paperwork end. But the
Hmm.
thing is, I want to partner up with agencies, get their credit where it needs to be, teach them how to be responsible. Some people don't even know how to balance their finances. They're not
No.
taught that. They're
Mm-mm.
taught the hustle, but they're not taught how to control the hustle. So
Correct.
we need to help them get on track so that by the time, say, our program runs a year, by the time that year is over, they're walking into a home with a car that they own. May
Correct.
not be the most fancy thing or the best thing in the
No, I
world,
mean you don't have to
but
get
it goes from
expensive.
point A to B that they bought themselves, that they own, and then walking into their house that they bought. We
Mhm.
can do that. We can help them to succeed. That's an Imagine That segment. I mean,
Yeah,
can you
exactly.
imagine the feeling of going from being an inmate the year before, just the gravity, coming out, getting a job,
Mhm.
getting a support system that's going to be there forever? Because listen, once they become a member, have membership in carry, we'll make sure they get membership in carry.
Yes.
They will forever, for the rest of their life, have a support system. They
Yes.
will never ever be alone in this world again.
Right.
They could call us up and say, "Hey, Tin Man, hey Jay, hey Tammy, I'm having XYZ problem. I've really gotten a mess and I don't know what to do."
Hmm.
That doesn't mean there's some people that are very big naysayers, and I hate this, and they're always like, "Well, don't don't my kindness is weakness, blah blah blah." Listen, if they complete the program, they're gonna know
Hmm.
that we're not there doing this work for them. They have to put in the work. And I say this all the time. Now I'm gonna get a little personal. I always do. God help me. Um,
Yeah. Orphan, you're spot on. Thank you, Orphan.
my husband was a womanizer for many many years.
Hmm.
He started out in the beginning with me, and at the end of it all, when it circled back around, he was with me.
I agree, Curtis. I agree, Curtis.
And so the thing is, and I can't agree with that more. Don't get me on that soapbox.
Yeah.
So I told him, he says, "What do I have to do to get you to understand that I'm a changed man?" And I looked at him, I said, "You know what? I don't have to understand that or not." I said, "Our marriage is based on God, first and foremost. Secondly, you're the only one that can screw that up by doing something like that to me. So at the end of the day," I said, "Yeah, would it crush me and hurt me? Yeah. Will I
Mhm.
get up and survive afterwards? Absolutely." I said, "But who would lose out? You would." I said, "So it's not about me trusting you or not. It's about me having faith and you
Yes.
having faith in yourself to not do something wrong."
Right.
And that's what we have to teach everybody, to have faith
Hmm.
and pride and believe in themselves.
I agree.
You lose that. You lose part of yourself when you go to
Well,
prison.
what
You
really
lose
makes it
part of yourself.
right, and to add what you said there, Tammy, what really hurts a person as a whole is all this negative feedback and talk and negative speaking about somebody, and all that does to somebody when you get talked bad to, Tammy, is it just tears them down and it puts them right back where they came from.
That's why we need to have a community,
Hmm.
a village, a tribe. Every
Hmm.
village that we create
All the hate
across
needs to
this
stop.
country,
I get so tired of the hate.
yes, and we can control that for ourselves,
Right.
because we got to teach people to love themselves again, to know
Correct.
that they have worth and they bring something to the table. When you don't feel like you're worth anything, what is your attitude going to be like?
Right.
And in prison, do you really feel like you're worth anything? I mean,
Sorry, Curtis,
let's
that
be
you went through
honest.
all that.
I hate it, Curtis. I'm going to tell you something.
Love
I
you,
think
Tim, in
it is
too.
absolutely disgusting the way people talk and treat veterans. And
Yeah.
I'll never forget this.
Well, that's the reason why me and Curtis are good friends. So I mean, I'm there for him when I can be, anyways.
Please stop. Please, please. Thank you. He's
You.
he's on one tonight. The whole thing is, it really disgusts me.
That's a good idea, Tin Man.
What did he say?
Tin Man said this. I'll put it in the chat. He said we should have a segment called "Stories from Prison." I agree. We should do that.
Yeah, we should do like a little mini series. I'll tell you what was interesting to me. I've been watching On Netflix right now, they have the O.J. Simpson story. And, when that went on, when that whole court case went on, I was in high school or junior high and high school. God, I'm showing my age now.
You're
But,
fine.
but watching that whole, he grew up in Watts. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, he grew up in Watts. I didn't know that. I had no
Interesting.
clue. And do you know that all his friends were white pretty much? I mean, he had some black friends that he grew up with, but he didn't really associate with them much. But they did some things in that trial on both sides of the fence that I was just like, really? Like when the judge had them walk through the house
I feel
over
you there,
there.
Orphan. I feel you there, Orphan. It is a task. Carry on, Tammy.
They went in the house that Judge Hito, remember there was an Asian judge on that trial, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Judge Hito went in and he had the jury walk through the house and walk through the crime scene because of some things that went on, right, with all the evidence and all that. So they bust them over there and they all walked through it. Well, before they did, the attorneys for OJ, on his wall on the staircase, there's a bunch of pictures. And they said, this is terrible. They took not all of the pictures, but most of the pictures down and put up old pictures of the few black friends he still hung out with in his black community up on the wall, because the pictures that were there previously were all white. It was all Nicole Simpson's family and all his white friends.
Yeah,
because
that's
he was
interesting.
in business and he was all in that. So they didn't want the black jury to see that he had. But what the thing is, OJ, there will be people that say that he kind of turned his back on his own community. I'm kind of on the teeter fence with that, because he strived to get out of that cycle and become something that a businessman.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he did it? I don't think he did, but then yet I don't know. That's a tough one for me.
Well, I saw a series.
I just had
Let
to
me
ask.
put it, there's a lot of trickery that went on in that case.
Yeah.
But, back then, LAPD was killing people. They were brutalizing black folks all over the place. And I mean, we're talking atrocious things that they did. But
I agree. I agree with Orphan right there. Yeah. Thank you, Orphan, for that. I agree with you there.
what'd you
Absolutely.
say?
Annie said this, talking about the law school and stuff. It's a club of its own, and it is. It's a club. And they do not just want just anyone in it, and especially those that really want to make difference. Yeah.
That's why they hate all the jailhouse lawyers, and the jailhouse lawyers are actually
You took my
smarter than the attorneys. They are. They're really a lot smarter.
No, they are. I totally agree with you. But you took what I was going to say, because that's exactly why they don't like us.
They don't. And the thing is, let me tell you, I'm learning and I'm taking my licks and my stripes and I'm building, because anything that I mistakenly did, I've learned, I will never, ever do that again. So, like when I put in that, remember I beat myself up so bad, Jay, when I put in for the motion to get rid of his half-assed public pretender.
Yeah.
And the judge calls my husband in there and they attack him behind closed doors. Nobody's in there with him. It's the prosecutor, the public pretender who lied through his damn teeth.
Are you
And
surprised?
the judge. And he tells my husband, who's incarcerated at the time, hey, give him all your stuff, which was proven that the attorney was lying, because he already had all the witness list and all the evidence sent to him twice at that point.
Yeah.
By me, and then another time by his previous attorney at the very beginning, his private pay, till they let him dry. So So it's like, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if I had known, I would have submitted it with the motion. So if you're getting rid of an attorney, I am a paper pusher. I tell you right now, you write down, you record, you take pictures, everybody, affidavits, anybody can get to do anything, and you record that shit. And you
There you go.
compile a book report, and you go, okay, reason number 1, attorney is not contacting witnesses. Attorney did not provide discovery. And then you actually attach that page, number 1, and then you put affidavits from all the witnesses that they haven't been contacted. And then step 2, no discovery. And then you put what, when, where, and how. And so when your loved one's incarcerated in the county and they can't like just whip out their cell phone, which the judge knew, and I didn't really realize that he would ask for that. You know, we learn how to become our own attorneys, and we don't
Yes.
ever make that mistake again. And then we can help others, and we just keep on. Yes,
Yeah.
attorneys are motivated by money, and like say an attorney charges $200 an hour. So
That's
for representing they're usually about $150 to $200 an hour around here. So okay,
correct,
so
Wanda. Correct.
so your attorney's sitting there and they're only getting paid by the county $60 for the whole day.
Yeah. So those guys don't get very much.
They don't care. But listen, that's kind of like saying to somebody in the NFL or NBA or the hockey league or baseball, it's kind of like saying, well, you know, I just don't want to act right. I'm gonna go out and act like a hoodlum or an idiot and not expect them to be better or do better in the public eye or give back to the community.
Correct.
Or for them to sign autographs for little kids because they
Well,
don't have to, but yet they make millions upon millions of dollars every year because we go watch them play.
yeah,
So we have to hold. I'm tired of the excuses, Shay, to be
I
honest.
know. I am
I
too.
don't. The worst thing somebody can say to me, well, that's just how it is. The fuck it is. Sorry, YouTube. I don't care what if it's that's just how it is. You make a difference. Stop sitting around complaining about it and doing nothing. That's the problem we have.
I
We
agree,
have to
girlfriend.
stop making excuses. We have to band together. We have to start expecting things. I'm not afraid to walk up into a city hall meeting and say what I've got to say.
Me either.
I put their ass up on that pedestal because I vote.
Yeah.
I pay
They
taxes.
work for. Keep
It's
in mind
my
they work.
money.
They
It's
work
my
for
money.
us. They work for us. They're we are paying their salary.
Absolutely.
So, but Tammy, we're at the top of the hour. I'm going to let you. I'm going to let you do the closing on all this and give out the names and everything that we got going on for the people in the chat. Okay.
Okay, so everybody that wants to get involved or wants to be a part of this, I want to say family. I don't even want to be a part of our tribe. Please reach out to Jay and myself or Tim Man. We and redeeming he's part of it. We have quite a few people. John Doe, reach out to us. The more the merrier. We want people with a positive enlightenment that want to bring real change, to band together and to love each other. So we have this community amongst ourselves. We need to do Carrie is our big hub. We are all under Carrie. We will have IDs for membership. We will be able to give you the blueprint. We're working on it very steadily and steadfast to get a blueprint of how to open your own nonprofit, how to be able to build housing, how to get funding, how to write grants. We are going to have a step-by-step program, and everything will be housed under Carrie. And that is going to be our main hub. We would like to have one every, it's www.citizensassociation.org. That is, again, www.citizensassociation.org. And we are all going to have membership in it, and every individual we help will attain a membership. We will find them a sponsor to pay for their membership. Memberships will be on different tiers as to what we can assist with. And we would like you to go to the website, sign up, inquire. And as we get to building, we will have, like I said, different memberships. We are asking for donations. I don't care if it's $1, guys. We spend that over that just to go get a soda at McDonald's. There are the days of $1 soda aren't even, and I get that money's tight, but I do implore you to both invest in Jay, since he does help with this podcast to get the word out. We help a lot of people with the money that's raised, and we help spread the word. We also help individuals that are in dire need for, say, they need housing or clothing or, different things. So we do appreciate every little bit counts.
Yeah.
Pennies, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do.
My good friend Timian said it's a work in progress. So the most most of the stuff on the site basically is talking about doesn't work yet, but it's still there. You guys have it written down. Once we tell you, update you that it's all updated and squared away, you guys can go there and check it out and do all that. And we're just telling you that the website's there. But for right now, it's still a work in progress. Like my website's still not done yet. Because I'm not a web builder, so
we're all kind of in it together.
I have no idea
now.
what I'm doing, or it would have been done a long time ago. But nonetheless, if somebody out there is a web builder, let me know. I could use your help.
We could all use your help.
Yeah.
And my nonprofit is Village of Dreams Initiative.
I like that.
So out here in Texas. So our goal is to get one. I would like to have several in every state, and I would like them to be independently operated for their own causes.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We would love for y'all to all be under Carrie, because then when we have a really bad issue, like God love her, Wanda, please don't cry. Wanda lost her son.
Yes.
That's horrific. And we could do something. If we had Carrie open at that time, we could have actually taken legal action against the county on her behalf as a member under Carrie. And that is our goal. Because until we change laws, we cannot change the system totally. We can help. Somebody's saying that they know somebody.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
Wanda,
wonderful. So, like I'm saying, if we'd all known each other back then and been able to collab, we could have helped Wanda in that way at that time. We're going to help her with the resources we have now. And that's kind of why I'm wanting to talk to you, Wanda, because I need to get some information from you in order to see what are, how do you say it, Jay? What are resources and what legal actions and civil and criminal.
I think I know what you're talking about. Just on the tip of my tongue. Yeah.
Yeah. What are recourses to go after them to get some answers?
Correct.
Because at bare minimum, you deserve answers, if nothing else.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, there's no justice, and there's absolutely no justice in this mess right now. I feel like it was just robbed from her, taken from her.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said last night, right now as we're speaking, somebody's getting the hell beat out of them. Mm-hmm. They're losing their life. They're leaving this world because of some very corrupt people within the system.
Right.
And we have to stop that. we
Well,
have to
guys, if you
stop.
guys remember hitting smash the like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and make sure you guys are in contact with all of us. Again, my email to contact me to get in contact with others. If you want to go through me first, that doesn't matter. As long as everything's out there and contact's there, there's no excuses. Anyways, my email to contact me, guys, is voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Once again, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. All one word. That way, if you spell it the way I just said it, I'll get it. If you don't spell it the way you just heard it, I won't get it. So make sure you do that, okay, guys? And then that's about it. Timon said, "Love you all." We're past our time. I got to get out of here, guys. But anyways, Wanda says they ripped my heart and soul out of me. They all but killed me physically. I understand. I get it, and that's what we're here for. We're gonna make sure that you get justice, Wanda.
You have a tribe. You have a family now.
All right.
You're
So
not alone.
All right. Tammy, thank you so much for being part of this. I appreciate you, Tammy Warner. You know, I really do. You're a godsend.
Thank you. You
You're a
too.
god-
I
you're-
love everybody.
Everybody.
I
I'm
love
not just
everybody here.
just picking on certain ones. I want you to know that, but everybody's
We
loved
love
here.
you all. You all contribute. And,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Annie,
Absolutely.
love you. I love all
Orphan
your
Annie, thank you so much.
commentary
I'll try to
so
get a hold of
much.
you, Annie, a little bit later. I'll email you or something like that, and then we'll go from there. And then Orphan Ann said, at searching for answers. That's Wanda, basically. Orphan Anna said that to Wanda. There you go. So, and then she said, take care, everyone. So, anyways, that's going to cover it for tonight, guys. Man's Night. We have a Wednesday night show coming up this next week, and stay tuned to see what it's about. I don't even know. I like surprises. But
We'll
anyways,
figure it out.
yeah,
Thank
it'd
you
be something
guys
let me know.
for
Okay, you
everything.
guys take care. Much love and peace, and love and respect you all. Take care. Bye. Good night, guys.
Good night.